Today I want to color these pumpkins. I made a card many years ago using colored pencils, and I wanted to just give the same card an update using Copics. And for my oranges, I'm going to use YR12, YR16, YR18. I'm going to start with my lightest color, and the first step, if you haven't used Copics, is just to get the paper wet with alcohol. So this part, you don't have to be super careful about. I'm just going to do the big pumpkin. Now I'm going to go with my medium color, and this time I'm going to flick towards the center of the pumpkin, not going all the way up. I'm going to rotate it and flick from the top of the pumpkin towards the center. And I'm going to repeat this with my darkest color, not going as far as my medium. Rotate it again. Now I'm going to go back with my medium, and I'm going to flick on top of that, and this is pushing that darker color, smoothing it out. Add some around here. And lastly, I'm going to go over this with my lightest. Okay. As this dries, it's going to become less splotchy, I guess would be a good word. So as I'm going to let that dry, I'm going to work on my smaller pumpkin. Again, just getting the pumpkin wet with the alcohol, moving to my mid-tone, flicking from the bottom of the pumpkin towards the center. Adding my dark top. And back over with my mid-tone. Okay, still allowing for those to dry. I'm going to go ahead and color the stems and the grass. For the stems, I chose to do E71, E74, and E77. Just putting a tiny bit of E74. E77, I'm just putting a tiny bit. I'm going to smooth all this out and push, go from the darkest to the light, pushing that ink over. Okay, for the grass, I'm going to start with G40. This is my lightest. I'm going to go back over it with a G43. And I'm going to do these little blades of grass. So with my G46, I'm just going to put a tiny bit at the top of the grass line and add a tiny bit into the blades of grass, and just very close to the pumpkins. And to help, oops, wrong end of the marker. To help spread that out, add a little bit more G43, and lastly, to smooth this out, some G40. Now, the pumpkins have been drying, and I can feel that they're still wet. If you touch your image and it feels cool to the touch, there's still quite a bit of alcohol in the paper. So I want to let this dry. So I'm going to let this dry, and then I'm going to come back and show you what the last final step of this is.